Carnifex, known as Old One-Eye, is a monster of living legend. When High Fleet Behemoth descended upon the cavern world of Calth, Old One-Eye spearheaded the Tyranid assault. Stampeding through the defenders, it swatted aside Imperial guardsmen and Lehman Russ battle tanks as if they were naught but bothersome insects. Only the most powerful weaponry slowed the beast down, and to this day its body bears the scars of the many blows that should by all rights have killed it. Foremost amongst these is the deep burn running across its armored skull, a testament to the carnage of a long-forgotten hero of the Imperium who fired a plasma pistol through one of the beast's eyes and into its brain. It was this very shot that brought the Carnifex rampage to a dramatic halt, the first time such a feat had ever occurred. The legend of Old One-Eye might have ended there had it not been for a band of smugglers who stumbled across the monster's frozen body decades later. Hoping to reap a bounty for the corpse, they thawed the Carnifex out, but even as they did so, its grievous wounds began to heal. Isolated from the guiding presence of the hive mind, Old One-Eye awoke with only the need to kill. Its one remaining eye gazed hungrily upon the unsuspected smugglers who barely had time to register the beast was alive before they were slaughtered. Released from its icy prison, Old One-Eye roamed across the blizzard-swept landscape of Calth in search of more prey. Like much of the Ultramar system at this time, termagants and genestealers still lurked within caves there. Despite High Fleet Behemoth's defeat, these creatures were drawn to Old One-Eye, sensing the Carnifex, a powerful alpha leader all over the planet. Land convoys were destroyed, Habdome smashed, an entire population was massacred, and the Calth's cries for help did not go unheeded. Sergeant Talion of the Ultramarines, a veteran of the First Tyrannic War, answered them. It did not take the scout sergeant long to track his quarry, but neither bolt shell nor knife blade could pierce Old One-Eye's armor hide. As Talion's warriors were crushed to a pulp beneath the Carnifex's massive claws, the sergeant, however, managed a 1 in a million shot, found the pit of the ruined eye socket of the Old One-Eye. The mighty Carnifex howled in pain and in a frenzied rage stumbled into a cavernous ravine. Through Talion led a week-long search for the beast's body, but it was never found. Since that time, there have only been scattered reports of the Old One-Eye re-emerging to wreak havoc. Indeed, all of the tales are true. Old One-Eye has been slain more than a dozen times, but at great cost on each occasion. None known of the Old One-Eye's true fate. There are those that believe the creature is long dead and that the tales of its return are mere stories to frighten disobedient children. However, rumors persist that the creatures matching Old One-Eye's description have been seen plaguing planets across Ultramar and beyond. If this is the same creature, it is unknown how it escaped the confines of Calth, but the fact remains that wherever Old One-Eye is sighted, carnage and slaughter follow in its wake. This is my review of the Old One-Eye. As you can see, the model is basically a Carnifex. Basically, it's armored with a pair of crushing claws, scything talons, and a thresher sight, which basically gives it 3 forms of attacking. The biggest noticeable feature of the Old One-Eye is basically its unregenerated eyeball. This model is armed with 4 attacks, which, since it has an extra set of pair of attacking, it gains 1 more attack. So it has a total of in itself 5 attacks, with its special rule of Berserker Rampage, which gives it 1 more attack for every successful hit that it actually gained. So in total, it could actually have a total of 10 hits, or 10 attacks basically, with an additional 1 more attack if you use it in a charge. But even to that addition, you're able to have 1 more attack due to the tail, which is something all by itself. The Old One-Eye gets special ability, which is the Hammer of Wrath. It has Fearless, Living Battering Ram, and Instinctive Behavior. And it has Alpha Leader, which basically lets any model within 12 inches basically gains its leadership. And at the same time, it has a Warlord trait. Once it takes 1 damage, it's actually able to use Feel No Pain on a 6-up. Even though it has the power to regenerate itself after every wound that it's able to take, it's able to regenerate that wound and also use its feel no pain rule. Basically, if you ever have this model and you use it against a set of Terminators and you're using Space Marines, the old One Eye can basically make you roll on your invulnerable save every single time, which the Terminators is 5 up, which basically gives it plenty of attacks to kill your Terminators, so it's really good against those if you ever try to use it. The only thing that I've known so far that's been able to stand up to it, since I battled against it quite a few times, are my Deathwing Knights, and they seem to be the only ones to be able to hold up in a fight against it. Even though they have a 3-up invulnerable save, I'm having to roll for my invulnerables every single time that it ever attacks. Basically, if you like the color scheme, or if you like the acid and you're actually interested on how the toxic was actually done on this model, we end up using realistic water effects along with secret weapon fallout, which is basically a wash. And then for one of the second colors that we used was Moot Green. I used about 3 drops of the fallout wash when I mixed it into the realistic water, and it basically gave you this kind of effect. And if you're interested, and then just to let everybody know, there's more to come. I have the Death Storm box, I have the Tyranids, Toxicrene, basically all these boxes in future videos they will be reviewed, and there you have it.